Hello everyone, Cutting Tool Designer here. Welcome to part 19 of the restoration of the South Bend Heavy 10 lathe. Today we'll probably have a fairly short video, and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take the apron off. So stay tuned and we'll show you how little there is at this point to take it off. So hang on one second and we'll be right back. Alright, here we are at the machine. Try and get you in the right shot here. Now, first thing I'm going to do is take the cross slide off that we've already finished before. Store it someplace safe. Then the next thing we're going to do is take the tailstock off. Get it out of the way. Alright, and then next thing we're going to do is take off the way wicks off the end. Just one screw. Believe it or not, this top piece is brass, so we'll get that cleaned up and polished up. I've already taken the other 4 off, or the other 3. There's 4 altogether. On the back side are 3 bolts, 1/2 inch hex head that take off the rear gib. Locking. I don't know if it's really called a gib. It basically is, but it's the bar that goes across the back to hold it onto the ways. Should be about there. See if I can get it to unscrew. Alright, and there's a lock washer on it. So that's the 3rd one. So this piece falls away now. So this is the area here that slides along the bottom of the ways. And this is the area that connects to the bottom of the saddle. Don't fill any shims. It doesn't seem like it was pulled up very tight on here. There's a contact point here and a contact point here. Maybe a little bit here in the middle. So we'll have to get that cleaned up and repainted. The next is we're going to take the lock mechanism off, which is basically there's a bracket underneath, and this square head bolt that you tighten down when you want to lock it in place when you're doing a cross feed application, when you want more rigidity. So that locks under there and then hooks underneath the spot on the bed. So basically at this point you can slide it off the end or lift it off. So I think what we'll do is back you out here a little bit so I can get in there, and we'll lift it off, and then I'll get it placed down, reorient the shot, and take a look at what we got. Alright, well, here's the bottom. Wipe a little bit off here and see what we got. Definitely needs cleaned up. Doesn't look too bad. Haven't really looked at it since I took this off and started the camera back up again. So we'll work on getting this cleaned up and stripped down. And it looks like I actually have a little bit of rust there in the V-ways, but all in all, I don't see any major scoring. Might be a little bit of wear. A little score line on this one. And this side over here looks pretty good. And of course, these two holes here are where the follower rest bolts up to. And these two screws here for oiling, I'll have to take them out. Got a ball oiler here and a ball oil here. Supposed to be one here, but it's missing. So I think I'm gonna actually order new ones. I'm not sure where that oil feed goes to. Looks like there's a little hole in here. So I'll have to find out where that oil comes out. This one drops straight down. And that's the bolt here. Okay, there's one of the oils there. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at it from the wrong direction. This is the one that's missing. Nope. It's supposed to be. This is the one that we're missing one. So I'm not sure where it goes out. These two come right into the ways. So I don't know if it comes out someplace else. We'll find out when we clean it up what that hole's supposed to be. And then, of course, this is where the lead screw goes in, and then the lead screw itself to drive the compound goes into that side. But all in all, looks in pretty good shape. You still see some of the scraping marks here where the apron bolts up to. Cross gear, drive gear sticks up and goes into here onto the gear for the lead screw. Okay, so all in all, that's pretty much all there is to taking off the saddle. We have to work on getting it cleaned up, getting it stripped, and getting it repainted. So I'm going to pop these out, and I'm probably going to go ahead and order new ones. These are actually seem to be working okay, but I think I'll probably want to replace them. I'm pretty sure I can get these from McMaster-Carr along with the other Gitz oilers that I got to buy. So I wanted to get through everything to see what all I needed to purchase first before I put an order in. Okay, well with that we'll back off here and maybe touch base with some of the other stuff that we've got going on and where we're at. Okay, so hang on one second, be right back. Alright, well here's the outside of the apron all painted up. Looks like it's in pretty good shape. So we got that pretty much getting to the point where we're about ready to put it together. A couple things I want to do before we get to that point. Get you up here a little bit so I can turn you around. One of the things I want to do before I do assemble it is, of course, we're gonna put this back into the system and see how much play we have, and decide how we're going to eliminate as much of that as possible. Of course, this was the gear for the clutch mechanism. Got it finally apart. This snap ring was kind of a bugger to get out because it actually fits down into a counterbore inside there. So not much room to work with there. And let's see if maybe we can get you a peek at some of the stuff I got behind the curtain, so to speak. And so you can see where we got a lot of components all ready to go. So we're going to kind of go handheld here for a second. And behind the curtain, we have a lot of parts. Here's the part for the lead screw, support bearing at the end of the lathe. We got the clutch handle all painted up, all these parts painted up, and a little bit back here. Just started on the housing for the back, the gears in the back drive. Not the back gears, but the main gears off the back. And so we got a lot of that stuff already stripped, repainted. A little tight squeeze in here, got too much stuff around. So that, and of course we finished up the gearbox, tailstock, and the cross compound's done. So from there, the only other major pieces that we got to do are the underdrive and the headstock. Bear with me, I'm moving stuff around here. So we also have the reversing gears that we got to work on. I haven't touched them yet. So they're sitting there. Gonna have to get this cover off, which it's fairly easy to take off, and then work on getting the back gear assemblies off. And then we'll work on getting the headstock off. Alright. So, I said this is basically a short little video, and just to give you an update where we're at and taking off the taking the saddle off. So, all right, so we got some more parts to clean up now, and we'll keep pegging away at that. I think I got you tilted down a little too much, not that you want to see my face, but anywho, slowly but surely we're getting there. Most of the drive components, all the drive components for the lathe off, the bed itself is now off, so now we just have to get into the spindle mechanics and then get the bed all cleaned up and everything, and then the chip pan, get it stripped, get it repainted. Now I'm probably not going to strip all the bays. I think what I'm just going to do there is kind of clean it up, touch up any areas that are rusted, and just give it a good sanding. And then we'll use a roller and just repaint it. I think as long as it's degreased, we should be okay with that. There's really not a lot of areas where we have rust and stuff that we got to take care of, so I think we'll be fine with just doing it that way. Just don't want to get into the time of stripping that all down and redoing it. So anyways, that's where we're at this point in time. Well, one of the other things we're going to do is we're going to take the rack off, which is just taking these screws out and taking the rack off, which doesn't take very long. Not sure we'll show that, but if we do, we will. Okay, and this will be the end of episode 19. Stay tuned for episode 20 of the restoration of the South Bend Heavy Tin Lathe. Alright, so if you like what you see, please subscribe. That way you get a notification next time I post. And if you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate that. Please leave comments, any thoughts, suggestions, or anything you want to say. Feel free to make a comment. Appreciate that, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, until episode 20, this is Cutting Tool Designer saying, take care.